All right. Looks like make sure everything's good before we get into some video game topics. Actually, it's mostly one topic. Just gonna talk about the biggest game coming out of this summer. Really gonna be the biggest game this year, Starfield, and how Starfield is exposing the world. You know, Xbox. Clearly Starfield is a massive game, arguably one of the most ambitious games we've probably ever seen. Hey, what's up, Wilkin? Thank you for joining, man. Thank you for joining. Yeah, so we're going to talk about Starfield today, and as you see on screen, well, shout out to another fellow Xbox guy, J Rock. He's the one who provided this, and I want to give him full credit for putting this image together. But this image here is pretty much going to be the thesis of today's show. Hey, what's up, John Doe? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Yeah, so the thesis for today's show is pretty simple. Starfield is exposing everyone. And as you see on screen, you got the likes of Colin Moriarty and a bunch of other PlayStation related fans who all were so hyped for Starfield. You know, when Xbox bought Bethesda in 2020, they swore up and down that Xbox and Microsoft needed that Sony money, right? That's what they told you, right? And yet now that Starfield not only is going to be exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem, it's clearly a massive game, an incredibly ambitious game. Um, Now they've all found a new fake angle to take it, right? A new fake outrage, if you will. And they're trying to hyper focus on just 30 FPS, but it turns out nobody cares. Hey, Dea, thank you for joining as well. It turns out nobody cares about the 30 FPS thing because of how great Starfield looked. But the point is, though, as you could see here on screen. Oh, by the way, Dea, if you want to join, let me know. And as you see here on screen, yeah, the gaming world, they were hyped. Once upon a time, the gaming world was so excited. The same people who are going to tell you that it's unacceptable that the game's in 30 FPS and all this other nonsense, right? And I'm going to expose that one in a little bit too. As you see, they were so excited. Look at this. Look at this PlayStation slave. What a name! All the shit will be trash box exclusive, while we'll still get Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6. How's that working out for you, buddy? This dude Nicola at the top left. Good. My PS5 is ready. Um, yeah. All right, pal. And he's a notorious hater. I've seen him be picked apart a lot. Right. He's a notorious hater of Starfield. And as you can see, and it's almost childish of what ended up happening, where it's almost childish in the sense that instead of just saying, "Hey, man," but Starfield looks like an awesome game. Oh, I'd love to play it on Xbox. I'd love to get Game Pass, whatever the case is. Now they all got to pretend to hate it, right? They all got to pretend to hate it, but everybody else in the gaming world sees that, well, Starfield looks freaking amazing. It looks so amazing that even the fact that it's going to be 30 FPS on the Series S and X is not causing the outrage. There's virtually no outrage like there was with Redfall, right? Like when Redfall was revealed that the 60 FPS is coming later post launch, everybody tore it to shreds. And my personal thoughts on 60 FPS is simple. If the option's there, I'm gonna use it. I prefer the 60 FPS, but I'm not going to skip a game. I'm not going to skip a game because it's at 30. That's nonsense to me, right? But that's irrelevant because people unfortunately, the gaming world is not subtle. They lack nuance. They're not subtle in how they view things. There's no rationality. It's just the extreme reaction to everything. Just the extreme reaction, and the most extreme reaction is that this game's gonna flop. This and that. Trying to compare it with Final Fantasy 16, And John Doe here said, "I am hyped for Starfield. It's all about exploration, adventure, and the unknown." Yeah, yeah, John Doe, you're absolutely right, man. Starfield looks absolutely spectacular. Right, it looks absolutely spectacular, John Doe. And thank you for joining me tonight, Daya.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Yeah, hey, hopefully I'm not bothering you on this Saturday night. Just talking about Starfield real quick. The
Oh
game,
man, I'm
yeah,
glad you're on actually because
yeah,
I think it's a lot to be said.
yeah, oh, definitely. You know, it's the game that's on everybody's mouth right now. The game that people can't stop talking about. Even with Final Fantasy 16 about less than a week away, everybody's still Starfield, 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 and for good reason. The game looks spectacular. But the thing that I did want to point out, and as you can see on screen, what you see on screen, Daya, is a bunch of tweets from PlayStation fans who are also hyped for Starfield, and the
Yep.
exact same people hate the game. They hate it after the 45-minute direct that pretty much showcased everything that the game is like five games in one basically. You can do pretty much anything you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Shizno Elite here said you can really see the hypocrisy now. It's pitiful. They just hate whatever Xbox and Microsoft are doing. That's all. And oh my God, yes, Starfield looks freaking amazing. It's a generational game like Skyrim was, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Shinzo. And that's what upsets them because they want what they want. Daya in chat, they want the bragging right of, hey, this is this is a PlayStation exclusive to pretty much say, haha, Xbox fans, you don't got Bethesda's biggest game and so on. Because that's as you can see, they if Starfield was a multi-plat, they'd be talking smack right now, Daya, because it's still on PlayStation. And
Mm-hmm.
again, to them, as if Microsoft has anything even semi-positive, they hate it even more. You know,
Exactly.
and and it just exposes everyone. And I'm going to expose the 30 FPS thing later in the show too, because they backtrack on what they previously established is their quote unquote standard to move the goalposts towards Xbox. I even seen someone say, Daya, that Starfield doesn't count because Xbox bought Bethesda during production. It's funny because with Redfall, that's Xbox fault. But
Mm-hmm.
Starfield, Xbox doesn't get credit for it. Which one is it?
Exactly.
Which
Exactly.
which one is it?
And
So
with Redfall, I think I heard that Redfall was in development as far back as 2017.
hmm
It was a trouble development because Arcane didn't know what they were doing on the engine, as well
hmm
as the fact that they had never done a game like that before.
right.
And it had microtransactions and everything. It was just a disaster waiting to happen. But Phil Spencer, the reason why I think they can say that Microsoft has to take responsibility because Phil Spencer did. In
hmm
my opinion, I think that yes, he should have taken responsibility for the lack of support for Arcane since they were struggling so badly. But they should not have taken full responsibility for the condition of that game. I think ZeniMax deserved that because the game was well in development by the time they acquired the publisher. So that's my take on it. It's not that I'm trying to divorce any responsibility from that, but I never thought Phil should take all the responsibility.
Well, here's the thing about leadership. At the end of the day, when you're head of something, it's going to come down to you. As a big sports fan, I see this all the time with my favorite sports teams. When the team plays bad, the quarterback of the Texans will come out and say, "It's on me. We need to play better. This, and that." You take the blow for the rest of the team,
Mm-hmm.
because you're seen as the leader, you're seen as the figurehead, and so I didn't have a problem with him doing that. And plus,
Okay.
I also respect that Phil stood up for them because there's an
Yeah,
article
he
just
did.
yesterday that was absurd talking about Arcane Studios won't be shut down because of Redfall, and you think about of course it's not.
Yeah,
Well,
Phil never said they was going. He was going to. He said they're
yeah,
already working on their next game.
exactly. So why would that even be a thing? Why would that even be a thing to put out there? But Phil's got to answer just ridiculous questions to every interview, basically. Every
Mm-hmm.
interview. And I'll listen. I'll still defend Redfall since it's a fun game, but
I do
Redfall is
too.
not on the scope of Starfield, and Starfield
No.
has these guys upset because it looks phenomenal. It's going to be an excellent game, and they can't brag that it's on PlayStation. You see, they thought they're in a win-win situation of one. They really thought that Xbox was going to be this third-party publisher, and it's funny because Phil later talked about that this week after the showcase, where he pretty much spoke, pretty paraphrasing they about how they're not a third-party publisher, and they got games in-house, and they never said they're going to put every game on every console, and use Minecraft as a reference as the rare exception,
Yeah, that's
right?
an exception. Yeah.
Yeah, so Phil's been destroying all the narratives. I just find it funny, and again, I'm giving credit to J Rock. He's an Xbox dude.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, you'd probably find him on like New Legal's channel and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Putting this image you see on screen together. Because this just exposed them badly. All of them loved it. All of them were so. Look at how exciting they look like. If you replace the word PlayStation 5 with Xbox Series X, you think they were Xbox fans. Look, the guy at the top left. Good. My PS5 is ready. People are saying right now, man, my Xbox is ready for Starfield. Right. J Dub on the right, top right. Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6, PlayStation 5 exclusive. Well, who's saying that now? That's right, the Xbox guys, right? The guy right here in the middle, right? Starfield will be on PlayStation 5, not feasible to sell on 2 million Xbox Series X's only. Yeah, how did that turn out? What does that Phil said? Oh, I got it right here to put on screen. Phil Spencer says Xbox does not have to ship Bethesda games on other platforms. So, so it's funny how they were just so gun ho about what it is going to be a fantastic game, right? And they are going to miss out if their PlayStation 5 owner who refuses to use Game Pass, buy an Xbox, or play on PC. There's so many ways to play on Xbox games. It's almost insulting that they're going to pass up on the game out of their sure stubbornness, Dea.
I don't buy for a minute that many of those PlayStation people are going to pass on Starfield, the game of the generation, because of PlayStation. I don't buy it. They're going to buy a Series S and they're going to play it.
Yeah.
That's what I believe is going to happen.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too, man. Because they listen, you just Starfield, I've been feeling this way since last Sunday, Dale. Starfield just feels like just too big. Every other game now feels small in comparison to what Starfield is doing. And my hype level, my excitement is so through the roof it's just, man, why isn't September here already?
I
You know what
know
I'm
that's how I
saying?
feel. Yeah. I
And
cannot wait because that game is just so enticing. I agree
yes,
with you.
yeah, it is massive on a scale I didn't think possible.
Yeah.
And as somebody who's, I listen, guys, we're not developers here. We don't pretend to be insiders. So my brain cannot fathom how they put all this into a game that's going to be what 125 gigabytes or something like that. It is insane what Redfall is doing, and they should be praised for it. But because on the box it says only on Xbox, the game is they're trying to tear it down. But I've never seen an Xbox game. I've never seen a narrative fell so bad towards an Xbox game. Usually the narratives work, Daya. Usually,
Okay.
usually when the gaming world says something about an Xbox game, I see people get riled up, get angry at Xbox, Phil Spencer, the devs, and whoever, like they did with Redfall, like they did with Gareth 5, like they did with Seder K2, and I can name dozens of games that they set with Xbox. The narrative is that Xbox games suck. They rally together, they believe it, and then you spend forever telling them, no, guys, it's a good game. Then years later, they all come to my side or our side of the fence day and like, yeah, it was a good game this whole time. Because it's funny what happens when you actually play the game instead of
Mm-hmm.
listening to these people who hate gaming. But
Mm-hmm. Well,
the
they don't
point,
hate gaming; they hate
yeah, they
Xbox.
have, yeah, true, they hate.
Yeah.
Some of them might hate gaming because the content I be seeing, I really legitimately question Day if these guys like gaming at all. But let me read Faded Blaze's comment here. He says, "Sup, Unlimited, bro. So many opponents talk about Microsoft bad mismanagement. Look what happened to Embracer Group this year. That's right.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
bad.
Embracer Group, a $2 billion what
Loss,
was
I think it was
yeah or wasn't it $2 billion
two
deal?
billion.
Hold
Yes,
on,
they
let me
lost two
pull it up.
billion dollars. That's what I heard.
Okay, yeah, here it is. So I'm pulling it up right now. Give me a second.
That's a good one, Faded Blaze. And
Yeah.
also, they also don't talk about all of the studios that closed or whatever from under
Mm-hmm.
Sony either. Sony has been mismanaging stuff as well,
Yes,
but
yeah. Oh yeah, we could go a long time with the with what Sony's close. So yeah, so this week Embracer Group loses undisclosed $2 billion deal amid a challenging year.
ooh,
You
ooh.
know, yeah, and with the losses, it seems like based off what the reports were saying that they're going to be selling off some of their properties, basically.
Oh
So
man, you
yeah,
see that's now I think even more that Microsoft is going to pick up some of the studios
hmm
from them.
oh, 100% Dave, 100%. Crystal Dynamics and Montreal's Idols, they're already helping out
That
Xbox Studios.
Yeah, why not just fold them in because they're already there.
Yeah.
And now you have people can fly that's there. And oh, hi 100's in the
Hey, what's up,
chat.
100? Hey, guys, check out 100 show later tonight. It'll be in a few hours. And so, yeah, and we ain't gonna be all night either. You know, this ain't Sega Forever's channel. But continue, Dave.
Yeah, we already did our dues on that. uh, but yeah, yeah, with Embracer, that's and Embracer's been pretty aggressive in picking. I don't have a problem with Embracer. I
Yeah.
think from the way they've handled their studios, I can't say honestly that I feel that they're hurting the industry or anything. I fear Tencent more than I do Embracer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and you see how they've been able to work with Microsoft and all that. I just don't perceive them as a threat the way I do Tencent. But but the fact that they're in this condition, and I think that that kind of says something that the fact, look at Microsoft, look at how they're finally paying off for all those years of work and sacrifice. We're
Hmm.
starting to see the dividends come in now, from that patient waiting for them, putting in infrastructure and all that. They've really been planning and working hard for years while people have been mocking them. People have been
Hmm.
putting them down, making it seem like Xbox can never do better than what they were doing. But Phil had that vision. He had that plan and he had that vision. And now we're starting to see it. And I think he had a plan for the games to release sooner, but you had to factor in COVID and just the cost of gaming has like really pushed upward. Now, in my opinion, I think it takes a game, especially if you're starting a brand new IP. If you
Hmm.
got to establish IP, maybe up to 5 years. But if
Yes.
it's a brand new one, you have to make all the assets and stuff. Like people wonder why, for instance, Hellblade is taking so long. These people had to create all the assets and all of that, do all of that groundwork, and it takes much longer, especially if it's a game like that with hyper realism and
Hmm.
they're starting from scratch pretty much. Yes, they had Hellblade 1, but they couldn't use any of that in what they're doing now. So they basically are starting over. And
Yes.
that's why it's taking them so much time. And just understand that because Xbox embraced new IP more than other publishers do, you're going to see that more from them. But you will also see from them double A, even single A games so that they can
Mhm.
fill in those slots. That's why they don't just do triple A. You have to do some double A and single A as well to fill out your portfolio.
Yes, yes, yes. You know, games like Hi-Fi Rush are very important. You know,
Mm-hmm.
not only are they phenomenal games, but you could just slide them in during times in between, like now, for example, during a time between Redfall and Starfield, for example.
Shoot. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
no
too loud.
problem. Shinzo Elite said Redfall turned out amazing to me. Yes, a little buggy, but theirs is awesome and will only get better. Yep, I agree
I agree.
100%.
Redfall is a great game. I encourage anybody to play it. It was a buggy game, but
Yeah.
like I said, I always compare it to Cyberpunk 2077 because in my opinion, it's the
Mhm.
same. It's equally as good. It's a good game. It just you once they work out all the bugs, it's going to be just as good as that game is now. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Phil took the blame like a good leader should, though, but we all know it wasn't on him. Yeah, yeah,
right, right,
yeah,
right. Just no.
yeah. You know, and that's part of leadership, man. You take one for the team, you know, and then you go to them, you bark orders or whatever you got to do so the game improves. And Redfall did release an update this week that
They
fixed a lot.
did. They did. They been a couple actually. So it's getting a lot better. And
Yeah.
Snooky said hi to us. Hi,
Yeah. Hey,
Snooky.
what's up, Snooky Jackson? And he's from New Orleans.
Oh,
Now,
New Orleans. No way.
yeah, yeah. My
Cool.
brother, and his girlfriend on vacation in New Orleans right now,
Oh,
Snooky.
wow.
So
That's so
you
cool.
probably see him on Bourbon Street or something, man. Love New Orleans. It's only a
Yeah.
6 hour drive from here too. So
Is it? Oh, that's
yeah,
nice. You
yeah,
can
yeah,
see it.
yeah. So
Wow.
people from Houston always be going to New Orleans.
Man.
It's probably that and Mexico are like the two quickest vacation spots around this part of Texas.
Oh,
But
okay.
anyway, Redfall was my top 5 game played of the year so far. I still want to go back and play it with other characters. Yeah, same here, Goggle
That's what
Poe.
everybody say. They want to
Yeah,
do it with the other characters
yeah,
now.
yeah, because you get a taste of it with one, and then the others
Hmm.
seem like they play really well and a lot of fun. And there are
Yeah,
2 DLC characters coming later,
that
so
is
let's not
true.
forget
Yeah.
that.
Yep. Yep.
Shinzo said, in my opinion, Phil should have defended Redfall some and pointed out that there's a whole more good than bad about it. Yeah,
I would have. I agree with that because that's not just making up stuff. Redfall has a lot of good in it, and I agree with that.
Redfall's my game of the year at the moment. Yeah, that's what's up, man. I
Hmm.
agree with Shinzo. Phil didn't detract on Redfall, but kind of left him out on the win, and it made more idiots pile on Redfall. Yeah, yeah. I think Phil could have been a little more defensive towards Redfall, but I mean he said what needed to be said. They're still going to support the game. They're not shutting down the studio, even though whatever idiot told him that he should
Yeah.
just whoever asked him that or whoever asked put that out there, they should get kicked out for something that stupid. That's just
Yeah.
that's like saying, hey, is Sony kicking out Naughty Dog or closing Naughty Dog because Last of Us
Factions.
Factions hasn't
Yeah.
been
Did.
released 5 years,
Yeah.
5 years after they announced it,
Hmm. And Phil can't do that because you can't encourage your studios to try new things, but because
Hmm.
some things are going to fail. I'm not
Yeah,
saying Redfall is a failure because it's not. It's a good game. And it didn't need to be financially bombastic because it was always going to Game Pass. So
yeah,
we can let people judge that for themselves. But in my opinion, I think he understands risk and some with risk, some games won't hit the mark and some will. All
yeah,
of them won't be a hi-fi rush or something like that. Just saying.
yeah, and people pretend that Xbox just either don't release games or have a terrible slate of games. But if you look at recent history, for example, in 2021, they were the highest rated publisher of that year. You know, last year they
Hmm.
gave us games like Grounded and High End Life that were amazing. So whenever I just can't stand the lie that the gaming world and the gaming world that phrase, if you tell a lie so much people believe it, is so true, and it's no more true in the gaming world than with Xbox. Because
Right.
if you ask the average person on Twitter or YouTube, they'll tell you, they'll pretend that Xbox hasn't released anything, and then when you list all the games they released, they'll say it's trash. And then if you ask them if they played it, they'll say I don't play that trash. So if you didn't play it, how do you know it's
How
bad?
do you even know? Yeah.
Yeah, even games that fault that disproves their narratives, i.e., Metacritic scores, which I also despise. They'll somehow discredit that, but they'll believe review scores when it comes to PlayStation games. It makes no sense to me, but that's the world we live in. That's the world we live in, man.
What did Google post say about the pony box? Can you take it back one, please? Oh, he was
Uh,
responding to Wilkin. He said, "Yep, I agree. Phil knows what
oh,
he's
hold
doing."
on.
Is that the one? Okay.
Wilkins is the one. Okay, go.
Wilkin was responding to Google poll. Okay.
Yeah,
It says it made the pony bots hate the game and think it's objectively bad, but I do think Phil knows it's a solid game and Metacritic is BS. Okay.
yeah.
The pony
Metacritic.
bots was looking for an excuse. I'm sorry. I
Hmm.
didn't mean to
Yeah,
cut
yeah.
you off.
Continue.
Yeah, in my opinion, that I am glad Redfall exposed the pony bots. Very grateful, especially since Starfield is now
Mhm.
about to hit. It exposed those fakes for what they were, and now they're trying to figure out a way to come back. I'm glad it exposed them because now for people who were listening to people like that, it's some people in my mind that I know is pony bots, but I'm not going to say that here. But I saw what I needed to see during that time, and I would never trust these people because they're so easy to. They don't have to be like absolutely loyal to Xbox. They can like
Yeah,
all things honestly. They can like they can like be a Nintendo fan and an Xbox fan, or a PC fan and an Xbox fan,
Mhm.
or whatever. I'm not saying they gotta just be Xbox, but when you turn your back on the studio that's been working as hard as Xbox, that has been giving you all these games in Game Pass, that you now see the studios have been working so hard to give you such great games, and these people turned their back on Xbox over Redfall, a game they didn't even know existed until Xbox showcased it that one year.
Mhm.
Get out of here. You're not a true Xbox fan because you didn't pay attention to the system that they gave you. You didn't pay attention to the ecosystem that you could play on and all the features that come with that, and the games that they do release. Because all
Yep.
their games are not bad. I don't know where they get that from. They make up stuff. It's just like how they made up the narrative that Halo Infinite is bad when that was a great game and it still is.
Yep. And
You
it
know
just had and it just had season 4 content coming and everything
exactly.
else.
And they act like the old regime is still there. They don't even talk about the fact that Microsoft has changed management. Almost everybody that was head of it is gone. Almost all the old guard is gone because I think it was Phil and Pierre that cleaned it out. I knew Pierre was going to put some people in there that he it's his management now. Okay, he's going to put people
Hmm.
in there that he likes and stuff. That's just how that works. And and we haven't had enough time to see what they're going to do with Halo. I
Right.
mean, people act like that's still the same team. It's not the same team. We have to give them time. And from what I hear, the game the content has been come. That's why Halo community has been quiet.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
don't hear
yeah.
nothing from them, right?
They're upset that they didn't show nothing at the showcase, but then like 3 or 4 days later they got the season 4 info. Now they back to being quiet.
Yeah, back to being quiet again. And also, you're not going to see them on the showcase until Halo has something big to show you, like the
Mm-hmm.
battle royale or the next campaign or something like that. That's when you're going to really see Halo come back into the big show. But until they have that, you don't need them to be in there just for like a season update. You can do that in the extended or something. You don't, or their own thing, like Forza did or something. You don't need them to be in the big show for that. But
Right.
yeah, these guys are quiet. When Halo fans are quiet, they're doing good.
Yep, yep.
Just saying,
And speaking of Forza, John Doe said Starfield and Forza are going to be busy. Yeah. Speaking of Forza, that's Forza Direct they did after the showcase.
Yeah.
Man, that Forza game looking spectacular, man.
Mm-hmm.
They looking spectacular, and it's funny because on every gameplay they show at the bottom it says in clear bold letters, "This is not the final build." And I still saw people try to tear it down. Oh, this doesn't
Wow.
look as good as GT7.
Wow.
All right, you keep watching videos in 480p, and you're gonna see how that bites you in the ass in October.
Yep.
Shinzo Elite said, "I can't believe Starfield is only 125 gigabytes. No joke. I was expecting 200
Same.
gigabytes, maybe a little less." Yeah, man.
Same
Well,
here.
the thing is that even that sometimes what's shown on the Microsoft store before it download isn't the final amount because I could tell you with certainty as someone who was playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla recently, again, my go-to game, my comfort game, if you will. That game's well over 100 gigabytes right now. If you go to the store, it says like 60 something. So
Oh,
yeah, so
okay.
I could tell you even it might still be even bigger than what it's shown. That's still massive though. That's
Okay.
still massive,
Okay.
man. You see, they sweep Sony issues under the rug and act like it never happened. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
they do that all the time. Uh, uh, and it's they yeah, and I've the one thing that I noticed day in chat, the the level of lenience they give Sony, I wish they give Xbox because at the end of the day, it's just gaming, and I don't think, and I also think, and I was thinking about this earlier day before I started this podcast. I'm glad I don't work in entertainment because I think it's absurd for someone who's a video game developer who has skills and resources that I'll never possess unless I start studying how to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Their work is being criticized by people who don't know what they do. Not and to the point that some games their bonus like Sony would not go through with a game that didn't have a 90 Metacritic or something
That's
like
yep.
that. And
Yep.
that's absurd. Because imagine working 5 years on a game and because some moron at IGN gave it a 7, all your hard work is probably damn near meaningless. All your hard work was damn near meaningless because some jerk in California gave it a 7. That's nonsense to me. You
And you
know.
know what? That happened in real time with Hi-Fi Rush because one guy gave that I forgot what score that was. It was a very low score. He
Mm.
said that because of past Xbox behavior, he can't award Hi-Fi Rush a high score. Had
Yeah,
nothing to do with the game, had nothing to do with how it was built. It was, he said he could not grade the game high because of something that Xbox did in his past.
yeah, and that's what you're dealing with. You're
Yep.
not reviewing the game based off its merits.
Nope.
Not giving it a fair chance. But because you hold some weird fake grudge against Xbox,
Yep.
you can't give a game its due. That's insanity.
That's
And yet
crazy.
people have lost bonuses, has lost further pay, has lost raises due to it. And I
Mhm.
don't understand that aspect of the gaming world. 100 here said, I want to tell you right now, Microsoft is not purchasing anything no time soon until that Activision deal gets done. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you
I
100%.
agree with that too. They're too focused
Yeah,
on it.
when we talk about Microsoft picking up whatever Embracer let's go, we do mean in the future. We know it's not
Right.
going to happen next week. 100.
Right.
We're
Right.
not going to wake up to a tweet of Xbox picked up Montrose Idos or Crystal Dynamics, even though I'd love if they got them both because
Right.
their track record.
But
Listen, those two
but I
studios.
also, oh, I'm
Go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, no,
Oh,
yeah, go ahead, Dave.
okay. I was gonna just say real quick that I do believe that this ABK thing is wrapping up one way or another. So either way, I think that whatever happens, if they get ABK or not, I think that at that point in time they will look to get them. Because if
Yeah,
Embracer is selling anyway, why not?
yeah, man,
You know?
and these are two gaming developers that have great track record. I mean, for the love of God, 2015 game of the year was Rise of the Tomb Raider. My 2021 game of the year was Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy. One was made by
Hmm.
Crystal Dynamics. One was made by Montreal Idos. So I already know I love it, man. So I
Right.
already know I'm gonna love it. Um, if they get them, I mean, sorry about
Yeah.
that. Thing sent me a text. I got a bit distracted there.
Okay.
Uh, but back to the comments. Some people feed off negativity and duality. Many gaming channels are about this. Yeah, I noticed that too, John Doe. It is getting ridiculous the amount of how YouTube have recommendations when you
Yeah.
watch videos. It is getting ridiculous the amount of videos I see in the recommendation section of
Hmm.
videos I watch. Like I've been watching a ton of Starfield videos,
Same.
and then I see in what gaming's dying, why gaming's dying, gaming sucks now, AAA games is dying, RPD, and for those and then it's not like they get like 100 views, 1,000. These are videos that has 1.5 million views, 2 million views, 500,000 views. So so people are somehow watching this and agreeing with them, and I'm just on the opposite end. I just listen. I'm so excited for Starfield. I'm so excited for this game Atlas Fall. That looks like a Darksiders game,
Hmm.
basically.
Right.
Looking so much forward to Forza. I'm looking so forward to Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Right.
You're not going to sit here and tell me that gaming is in the worst state it's ever been. Not to listen. I've not been gaming for a week. You know what I'm saying? I've been gaming since the Sega Genesis days in the early '90s. So we talking about probably over 30 years at this point of gaming in my lifetime. And I'm telling you, gaming is still fantastic.
I agree.
Goggle Poe here said, yeah, the big budget AAA games take so much time, money, and expertise.
It
Yep.
does.
Yeah, and Dale, and as Dale was saying earlier, Goggle Poe, that's why it takes at minimum maybe 5 years. I used to think
I
3 to
think it's
5 years.
5 to 7.
Yeah,
But
now like
if
five
it's a
to
big
seven.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now it seems like 5 to 7
Yeah.
is at minimum to get a quality game.
Yeah. And don't add in if they made a new engine and all that stuff like that. That
Yeah,
eats
oh
up a
yeah,
lot of
oh
time, you
yeah,
know.
oh yeah. Still here said Starfield is going to be a generational masterpiece, and the PlayStation fanatics can't stand it being Xbox exclusive. Yeah, that tears them up inside. See, I know that they loved what they saw last Sunday as much as we did.
They did.
They
Yeah.
loved it. They loved it. However, the only issue they have is that at the end of that showcase, it said only on Xbox, and now they're because you literally see it on screen right now. Look at how they're praising the game. Starfield, The Elder Scrolls, and Fallout will be on PlayStation
Hmm.
5. Starfield and Elder Scrolls PlayStation 5 exclusives. Starfield will be on PlayStation. It's not feasible to sell on the Xbox. Look at what they look at what they lied to themselves to believe, and now that reality is the complete opposite. The same people who love that as much as we do now are trying to tear it down, and it's not going to work. And what's up, Zinc?
Hey, Zinc.
Hey, how's it going, man? Always glad to just hang out. I want to just hang out with you guys, and just listen to y'all flow out there. What's up, Chad? Six Slash, just no elite, the team out there, Gogol Poe. Go
Yeah.
ahead, man. Keep killing it.
Yeah. Oh no. We're just listen. As the title of this show says, Zinc, Starfield is just exposing everyone. Because everyone loves a game. So let's not get it twisted. The game is so popular that even with the 30 FPS, nobody cares. Nobody
No, they
cares.
don't. So many
You
people
know,
said that game is day one for them.
yo,
And,
easily.
and also, may I add something to what you were saying before?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to say this, guys. This is what really gets the PlayStation fan angry, because Xbox is not just an exclusive title like a God of War or a Spider-Man. It's a generational game. It will be a game that people will talk about for at least a decade, and they will now forever associate it with Xbox. It will be synonymous. They
Yep.
understand that impact. Like when Skyrim release is not it wasn't attached to a publisher really or anything, so that's why it kind of stands alone. But Starfield will be its own thing, and it's going to always forever be associated with Xbox. They understand that impact, and that is why they're so angry.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, David. 100%.
Yeah, and
Uh,
also, man, they pull in. I wasn't a big Todd Howard. I didn't play. I bought those games for my kids, Oblivion, Skyrim, and those, and Fallout, but I never played them. But I like Mass Effect, so this game has me intrigued, especially how big it is. So you getting a newcomer in myself.
All
yeah.
right, all right.
Oh yeah, 100%. Look, Zinc. I was playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. My go-to game, my comfort game. The way that you play Gears, right? I play my Assassin's Creed, and that game is massive. I have well over 100 hours in that game, days upon days, if you will, into it. And Starfield's way bigger than that. Starfield is planets worth of
Yep,
content.
yep.
Planets. And 100 said, what do PlayStation have that we got to get? We don't got to back up. We need to push forward. We got games. Yeah, 100. Yeah, you're absolutely right, 100. I'm glad 100 brought that up, because for the longest, we've heard stuff in the Xbox community of, what's Xbox answer to Spider-Man? Xbox neither answer to God of War and stuff like that. Well, going forward, what's Sony's answer to Starfield?
That's
What's
a good question.
what's Sony's answer to Fable? What's Sony's answer to Forza Motorsport? And don't tell me Gran Turismo 5, because when I watched that Forza Direct the other day, no, when Chris, and I always forget his last name, Chris, what is that man's last name? Zinc.
Which guy?
The dude that was the head of Forza, who was doing the
I
interview.
forget his last name. Also, it's
Yeah,
Chris something. I
yeah,
always forget his
when
last
he
name.
said 4K 60, and he was showing off the gameplay, and you saw in the big bold letters, not the final build, and that still looked
Chris
amazing.
Sasaki.
Thank you, Chris
That's
Sasaki.
it. Yeah, I was trying
Yeah,
to remember.
yeah.
Yeah,
When
that's
Chris
it.
Sasaki was saying 4K, this is in 4K 60 and not the final build, and it's showing off what you're gonna do in career mode and all this stuff. I already knew. I already knew. Oh, this is the racing game. This is the racing game that's going to dominate. Good. As much as I love Ubisoft, sorry, the crew Motor World, you're not competing with this.
And something else, back to what 100 said,
Hmm.
and you guys have noticed, we listen to enough podcasts. It's people arguing about what Xbox should show and what they want to see next. No one is arguing what Sony should show, because they have nothing.
Right.
Yeah,
Xbox have so many games.
Yeah.
People are arguing, why didn't they show this? Why didn't they show that? Bruh,
yeah,
you can't put, and they arguing when Skyrim next is coming out. Dude, we haven't played the game that
I
they just
know.
made. What you
right.
want?
But see that they're doing that because they see so many games, and they're excited now for what's going to be shown next. That's the thing. They see the roadmap now. It seems real and tangible to them.
Hmm.
Mhm.
What
Yeah,
what what did PlayStation sell them? Nothing. There's really nothing they sold them. What they saw they didn't like.
Mhm.
yeah.
So, you know,
All they got to latch on to is Spider-Man, a Wolverine game with no gameplay, no release date
right.
or
They haven't
nothing.
seen anything
And,
other
and,
than
Yeah, and a bunch of live service games that are not going to do well, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, a
So
twerking hamburger and
yeah,
something else.
yeah, that payday clone.
Hey,
Yeah.
since we on forward to let's drop down the. I like what you read in the comment section. I want to
Mhm.
interrupt it for a second to read what Shitsno Elite just said. I love
Okay.
GT7. And it is an okay game. Wait, it flipped on me. I
There
love
it is.
GT. There you go. I love GT7, but it's not as good as Forza Motorsport 7. Dude, that game was made in 2017.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah, it
was just
was.
telling people that
Yeah.
that game was native 4K, held 60 frames per second locked. Gran Turismo does not do that. Gran Turismo 7 does not do that. Furthermore, Gran Turismo launched with their newest car being a 2018 Camaro. But nobody's saying that missed content.
Yeah.
That game came out in 2022. But go on here, guys.
Oh,
Oh
I just
no.
wanted to say hi to Dr. Vodka.
Hey,
He said
what's up,
hi to us.
Vodka?
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, Unlimited. I don't know if you know, but Dr. Vodka has been clowning, dude. This
Has he?
Joker, man, look, like Unlimited and I will text each other certain things,
Yeah.
just, hey, look at this. Look, Vodka does the same thing.
Oh, that's what's
Yeah,
up.
man, he is out here clowning.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Let me get back to the chat here. Go pick up with here's a good one. Goggo Post said Grub and that guy in the interview, they just kept trying to prove a point that Xbox is not making money because they
Yeah.
bought a studio. It's like they don't know
Yeah.
how business. Of course, they don't know how business works. You know what I'm saying? These guys, all they do, listen, all they do is sit behind a computer like we do, except they pretend to be insiders. And I question if they even have jobs at this point because they and then they ask them. I still love that Fable question and feels like, why didn't you think that was gameplay?
Yeah, he looked bewildered. Like,
That
Yeah,
was
what? Why is he
classic.
asking me that?
yeah. Like it's funny. Phil's bewildered at them being bewildered because they're so not used to believe. Again, the gaming world have this weird unwavering faith in Sony, but have absolutely none in Microsoft. Even though Xbox just keeps showing you time after time after time, they're fine. Everything's
Right.
gonna be fine. The games look phenomenal. The games are pushing the gaming forward. Oh, but 30 frames per second, 30 frames. No, nobody cares. No, did you see what Starfield showed? There's not a single person that's like, yeah, but it's Starfield, so I'm going to pass. No, nobody thinks like that.
Hey,
But
dear.
that shook the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go, young lady. You go.
Yeah, I just wanted to say Starfield shook the entire industry. It did.
Mm-hmm.
Not only gamers, the media. It also shook the developers. They're seeing that and saying, "Man, we need to step up our game."
Yes.
I think they all see this because if this is what Microsoft is bringing to the table with their studio, they're going to have to step it up. I think a company that could do it is CD Projekt probably. Some of them, something like that, but not
I
that
agree.
many. And the era of having these like broken down games and games not looking that, I don't mean like they don't have to be like photorealistic, but I mean just not that great or not well thought out, the poor stories and all this stuff. That's in the past. They need to step that up.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
dear, let's Unlimited pull the E-Rock and the Hebot. Sometimes things they need more context. He said
Okay.
people are showing unwavering faith in Sony. Let's put the chat in a spot where they know this happened. Oh, Sony hasn't had a show in 600 days. They're really gonna bring it. Sony is gonna bring it. That's just what they, as Sean would say, what they bird chest out. Oh, Sony. They didn't do anything. It's a terrible show.
Colin Moriarty saying, "Oh no, they got more to show. They got another showcase coming."
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, he wasn't lying though, because their second show was Jeff Keighley's show. But go ahead.
Yeah, the
That's a
Jeff
good
Keighley
one.
show that ended with another Final Fantasy reveal.
It did. Oh
Yay.
gosh, that thing.
Yay.
I feel like
Yeah.
I done seen the whole game at this point.
Right. Well, that's because you did see it. You did see it. It came out in 1997. It's called Final Fantasy 7. So you did see the game already.
Correct.
But I want to address Cisno Elite's comment here. He said Halo is still early in their plan. Yes, that is very true.
Yes, thank you, Cisno.
That is extremely true, Cisno, and I'm glad you pointed that out.
Hold on, where's that at? Highlight that. I gotta see.
It's on screen. You might be on phone, but I got it on screen right now.
You know something? Leave it up to Shishno Elite. Sometimes in some chats, it feels like Shishno Elite and I are the only two human beings with a collective thought in the building.
Hmm.
He's exactly right. And another thing Shishno and Elite and I say is, we'll listen to a podcast, and of course, I'm hanging in the chat, and they'll say, see if these launched bare bones and it will had a terrible launch. Dude, Shishno Elite and I say damn near at the same time. The creators, Rare, said we are going to develop this game as the audience plays it.
Yes.
Early
They
access or
they
something like
said
that.
that.
Yeah.
Man, they said that before the game launched. They said
Hmm.
that, and everybody that read and everything people say, they skip over the important things.
All the time.
Hmm.
All the time, Zink. And so it's just no brilliant comment, man. 100 said they show Halo at the Halo Championship. Phil said he didn't want to take anything from other games for Halo. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and he's smart for
Thanks
that.
about for that,
Yeah,
100, because
he's
that's what
smart
I
for that
thought.
because the Halo community, they're a loyal and rabid community, man. So
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
you give Halo their time. You give Halo the same respect they give Starfield, where you just give them the own thing,
Yeah, if you don't support Halo, Halo to them is Xbox. Xbox is Halo. If Halo is not represented, yes, they will get
yeah.
angry at that.
There would
Yeah.
be no Xbox if it weren't for Halo. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's like this in business. When you see an advertisement from McDonald's, you never see them advertising that cheeseburger, do you?
Hmm.
The cheeseburger is the number one sandwich on the planet. Nothing is close as a McDonald's cheeseburger. Okay. But they always advertise a Big Mac, quarter pounder, things like that. They don't have to advertise the cheeseburger.
Right.
It's their best seller. You don't have to sell it. Even though Minecraft is the world's biggest game,
Mm-hmm.
Halo has an established fan base that people forget about. I think it's in the 18th, 17th or 18th consecutive month. It's been in the top
Mhm.
20 and it's going nowhere. So people need to just settle down.
Yeah, big time, big time. Um, oh yeah, Faded Blaze said MBG clown trying to not give Microsoft credit for Starfield, but they funded the game, so it wouldn't be the same as state as Star
Star
Citizen.
Citizen.
Yeah, yeah. As me and Daya touched on earlier, Faded Blade. For some reason, see, Redfall is Xbox fault, but Starfield is not. Xbox get no credit because apparently, if the game is good, Xbox had nothing to do with it, y'all. But if the game is quote unquote bad and Redfall's not bad, but they trying to put it out there that's a bad game, then Xbox not only are they at fault, Phil Spencer need to be on his knees and plead in every interview. Oh, we'll do better. We'll do
Yeah,
better.
so they can mock him like they did over the Redfall thing. And
Yeah.
I want to say that Xbox did help develop Starfield. It wouldn't be
Yep.
in the condition it is
Oh,
today, just like
correct.
Psychonauts 2. They saved this game from being a disaster of a
Actually,
release because I think it was nowhere near ready. Because they said before they showed it to us the first time, Todd was trying to release it
Yep,
before that. It
yep,
was
yep.
not ready before
yep,
that. So
yep.
and how long have Microsoft had to help them develop? 2 years. If you put in 2 years of finances and with a tech team helping you and giving all the help and support you need for 2 years, and you still can't take credit for a game, that there's a lot of games Sony can't take credit for when they first acquired either.
Hey, you know what, Unlimited? I was just about to commend Dia for something, and here she go pulling an Unlimited. Dia just said something that need further context. You remember
How to,
Jez
man?
Gordon started this. He said, um, Bethesda is totally independent from Microsoft. What Dia just said, does that sound like that they're independent from Microsoft? All the help that they gave them
Yeah.
for that damn game? And I wanted to commend Dia. You said, or I think it was either on Xbox All In's marathon show or another show. I think you're with Unlimited and the guys, and you explained something. You on that PC side a little bit. And I didn't know this, but I didn't know that these guys are fighting between Starfield and what's that other game?
It's Star Citizen, and
Star Citizen. That was
look it up.
I enjoyed that conversation you brought up
Yeah.
Yes,
about that.
that is shocked me because the game has hit. It's got that community like it just flipped them upside down. That community is like bickering with each other over
Y-
this game.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that game, Star Citizen, had something. It has some insane. As a matter of fact, let me pull it up. I think it had like a $500 million development time, more
Yeah, because
than
people donated a lot of money
They
to that
yeah,
yeah,
game.
yeah,
tongue
Yeah.
crowd.
more than GTA,
Hmm.
Cyberpunk, and other AAA
Halo
games
too.
combined. Combined.
Hmm. Yeah. Go ahead with your reading if you're still in there, reading chat.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I am. No, I was just. Oh,
Oh
here it is.
yeah,
I was just looking for that. Here's the Star Citizen link I was talking about.
yeah.
So according to so Star Citizen costs exceed Cyberpunk 2077,
Mm-hmm.
Grand Theft Auto 5, and Red Dead Redemption 2 combined,
That is massive.
Wow,
and it's
wow.
still not released. So I understand. I understand. You see that, and then you see the other major Star Space game, and you come. And you know what conclusion can you come to, especially if you personally invested in it? No,
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
A
Um,
lot of them said that the things that they've been waiting for years is in Starfield.
wow.
Mhm.
Yeah,
like
that's
like
insane.
docking another ship, being able to attack.
Mhm.
They said the combat, the way, the really speedy and snappy combat, all this stuff,
Mhm.
things they've been waiting for years. The
Mhm.
ships, like people don't realize that in Starfield you'll be able to dock battleships. Some of these ships will take you a long time just to traverse these ships.
Mhm.
Yes.
You
Yeah, I
know,
see Dr. Vaca building. You guys may not know, but he, you've seen crazy designs that people have made painting Fords of cars. Vaca
right?
is like that. I can only imagine some of the ships he built. But hey, I know you two heard about this, but did you hear Todd Howard when he said he was in a fight?
Mhm.
The ship landed. He was in this fight with the ship. He boarded the ship fighting on the ship, and the ship took off and went into outer
Oh yeah,
space.
he
Oh
did
yeah.
say
Dude,
that. Yeah,
that's the type of stuff that I'm into. If the gameplay is like that, that's unprecedented right there.
yeah. He
Yeah, yeah.
said it took off with him, so his ship is back on the planet. He's stuck on the enemy ship in
That's
space.
amazing.
Wow, yeah, that was amazing. But back to the chat here.
Okay.
Nene29 said running with scissors developer downplaying Starfield and comparing it to Red Dead Redemption character model, saying this is why we have next gen systems for next gen graphics. Yeah, and I think he got clowns for that nonsense, you know. But again, as the title of this show says, Nene, Starfield's just exposing everybody. You know, you know now more than ever, you know who the gamers are, and you know who the frauds are. You
Yeah.
know, and nothing's more fraudulent than trying to tear down the most ambitious game, probably one of the most ambitious games we've ever seen. You know, with that just it
Mhm.
looks so unbelievable that people are going to dedicate years, not days, not even months, but years to. You know, and as someone like me, Zink and Daya, we all have those games that we've put crazy hours into. This is going
Yep.
to be another game like that to an extent that we're not ready for, basically. You know, and Six Layer said, that's the same old typical corporate BS. They will fire people for money. Microsoft and scoop those up. Oh, he's talking about in reference to the Embracer situation.
Embracer. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
What
Hey,
did I
hey.
miss? What did they do?
Oh, so Embracer group lost an undisclosed $2 billion
Oh
year.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
You
and
know that.
I
Okay.
guess word going around that they might be letting some of their assets go, if
Yeah,
you
they
will.
they may be starting to sell
Do you
stuff.
remember a long time ago on E-Rock's channel, we were talking about Embracer Group and Tencent and those people, and
Mhm.
people were saying how big they were and how what a threat they were. And I said those two aren't anything but a holdings company. They own a little bit
Yes.
of everything, and they really own nothing, and they don't have a console. So they're big time investors, and they could easily be dethroned if one deal goes wrong, and that's one of the things right there.
Yes, you were absolutely right about that, you know. But something that I've noticed that just the gaming world think they don't understand full context of things like that. They see Embracer Group and think that their situation is the same as, say, Microsoft's, when
Hmm.
theirs is probably more similar to Tencent. You
Hmm.
know,
Right, right.
yeah,
Yeah.
like Tencent also does that. You know, they where they'll do 10. Oh, we do 10%. in Ubisoft or something,
And Tencent could be flattened by their own country.
Yeah,
yes,
Uh,
yes,
that's why
if
you don't want them owning so much of the gaming industry as a
correct.
whole, because it could be controlled by China in their practices and how they, do things over there. That's
yep,
why.
yep. You're absolutely right, Daya. In any country, and China is lucky that their economy is big right now, because every other country that's like China, companies do not like to work with at all.
Yeah.
Zimbabwe used to do that. They took, I think, farmland from their own people. Countries that were starting to build factories got the hell out of there, because
Hmm.
Right.
nobody want to invest in something where your government could just take it away from you. That's terrible practice. And Shizno Elite said, I'm hyped for Assassin's Creed Mirage this year as well. I have loved the last three Assassin's Creed games, but the return to the old style will be awesome too. Yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you, Shizno. And as a massive Assassin's Creed fan, again, my favorite franchise, I like what Assassin's Creed is doing. They got their mainline games. Some of them are going to do the old style, then others are going to do the more recent style. Then
Hmm.
everybody's going to be happy. So I love
Hmm.
that from them. And I'm also one of the few Ubisoft supporters out there. It seems like.
No, I'm a big
I
Ubisoft
like
supporter.
Ubisoft too.
I
Yeah,
So
love them.
yeah.
yeah. Star Wars Outlaws looks amazing. Even that Avatar game, Frontier of
Yeah.
Pandora.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I
Yeah,
was like, wow, they doing a good job with that game, because that was my first look at it.
yeah.
I always like Ubisoft games because of the replayability, and they had that campaign co-op in most of their games, even back in the day. And my son is 23 now. We used to play campaign co-op
Mhm.
uh, through Ubisoft games since he was like 5 or 6 years old.
Oh wow,
That's why I
yeah,
liked them. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Hey, what's up, Joe Sinister? He said the Xbox community broke Sony fanboys. They can't even keep it together. Online shit is bad and hilarious. Yeah, and here's the thing about them Sony fanboys. They love 30 FPS. Like this dude, this is a Sony fanboy. He said this 30 FPS with great visuals beats 60 FPS with normal visuals. Right? That was their mentality when it came to The Last of Us
Wow.
or
Exactly.
Spider-Man.
Yep.
He really says right here, I don't care about 60 FPS in the next Last of Us or Spider-Man. I want photorealism.
Uh-huh. He wants a movie, is what he wants.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
So
Hmm.
so 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 why are they upset at Starfield? Starfield's way bigger than The Last of Us and Spider-Man combined.
Man, that game is so
And
huge.
it's very cinematic too. The views and the way that they said the lighting helps to make it feel like it's cinematic and all that.
Mhm.
Unbelievable. I just love that game. But yeah,
Yeah.
you get all that in Starfield. So what's the problem?
Yeah, exactly. Another Sony fanboy. Shout out. He said for telling the truth on why targeting 30 FPS can give you twice the stuff that you can do inside a game built around 60 FPS. Hold on, really? So it's okay when The Last of Us is 30 FPS, but not Starfield, which they again Todd Howard said something similar. That's why they chose 30,
That's
so
why he
that they don't
said
have to
that. Yeah.
sacrifice. Because what would happen? This is what would have happened if there was a 60 FPS mode. Digital Foundry would have done the 60 FPS mode. There would have been pop-ins. Everybody would have hyper
Yes.
focused on the pop-ins
Yes.
and any frame rate dips, and that's all everyone would bitch about with the game. Oh,
And that's what
Starfield is
they want,
buggy.
Unlimited. That's what they want. They want to pressure Microsoft, because see, Microsoft listens to its fan base, right?
Mhm.
They want to pressure Microsoft to push Bethesda to do what they feel is not right. Todd said for his game, that's not what he wants to do. That's the best way to play his game. He knows his own darn game.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So he's saying they want Phil to pressure him to do that so that the game can't hold up at 60 because it's just too much stuff
Mhm.
going on. Yes, it can play 60, but not a consistent quality
Correct.
that Todd wants. So that's what they want. And I think that's why they keep putting this pressure on Xbox to do it.
Let's provide further context. Just like Jedi Survivor Order or whatever it's called, that game it fluctuates at 30. And when you do the performance mode, it's so terrible. It,
Mhm.
it barely reaches 60. It's all over the place. Nobody wants that consistency. So you have a performance mode that doesn't work. So why have it? I mean,
Yes.
give me a break. But yet they'll nominate that game for Game of the Year, even though it have more bugs than Redfall, and the performance mode is horrible. And this is said by people that like the game. Oh, but it's going to be my Game of the Year. All right, bro. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's what happened with Elden Ring last year. The game was a mess. The game ran like crap, and
Hmm.
that game doesn't look anywhere close to Starfield, and it won every award on the planet, you
Hmm.
know. And Vodka asked, "What did I miss?" Oh, Vodka, I'm just exposing the gaming world because as you see on screen right now, everybody was hyped for Starfield when they thought it was on PlayStation. Every single one of them. They loved it, and and
Yes.
somehow I've never seen this happen outside of the gaming world. They got more information than ever. Starfield looks incredible, and they hate it even more. Why? Because on the box it says what only on Xbox console exclusive or whatever wording they use.
Hmm.
So
And
I'm just
hey, and even then, back then, Unlimited, no, you didn't hear Bethesda back then when they
mm-mm.
thought it was going to be on the PlayStation. We didn't hear that. But when it was on Xbox, oh, Bethesda, you know it's going to be bugs. You know.
Yes, exactly, zinc. So that's what's up with that's pretty much the thesis of today's show, Vodka. And I want to giving credit to J Rock. You could find him usually on New Legal's podcast.
Hmm.
He's the one that put this image you see on screen together.
Man,
So
J
it's
Rock
all
be clowning too. I'm
yeah,
not on
yeah,
Twitter, but when other podcasts bring that dude up, and when I hear him on New Legal, I'm like, yeah, this dude is a real one. And we
yep,
need more people like that dude. That don't take no bullshit.
yep. Hey, Dad, six layers say he always mispronouncing your name. What did
Oh,
he
that's
say?
okay.
At least you're
You're a
not calling her a
sweetheart, Sig.
man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been called a guy before.
Yeah, yeah. That's my favorite, dude. I laugh off and on about that one, especially when I'm enjoying, listening to Dear and Unlimited, and I can't join the show. I always think Dear saying, "Unlimited, I'm a girl."
Yeah, I
But
was
you
called.
know what? He was the only one surprised by that. 100
Sega man.
Sega Man was surprised, 100
Uh-huh.
was surprised,
Hey, I
and
was
Dirt.
surprised, but I didn't open my mouth though.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I was stunned, but at least Unlimited and Sega Man took the fall for, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I can't be calling her my brother like I do other people, man. I can't be doing
Right.
that. Man. Wilkins here said Jeff Grubb is actually bearable to me, beside a hi-fi rush thing, and the other dude is dumb as fuck. I thought they both came off stupid, but
Yeah.
Xbox interviewers tend to. I mean, Xbox interviews they tend to embarrass the interviewers like that because the interviewers have a bad habit of asking them ridiculous questions, and they just
Mhm.
always squash it perfectly.
Hey,
You know,
hey, Wilkin, you missed Jeff Grubb when he got caught. He got caught by me. He got caught by Satya Nadella. He got caught by Satya when he said in the show. You remember when he said uh, people are mad, the higher ups are mad at Phil Spencer because of Game Pass, because in Game Pass doesn't make enough money. And I'm like, wait a minute, no one is higher than Phil Spencer but Satya, period. And that's why Phil Spencer is looking like that dude on a Captain Morgan bottle saying,
right?
hey, Brad Smith, go get the Activision Blizzard contract for me. I want it. That he wants that. It's like, okay, we're gonna go get it. But and then what was that? A week or so later, Unlimited, Satya said Game Pass meant $1 billion to their bottom line in a
Yep.
quarter.
Yep.
Yeah, so much for that, Jeff.
Yeah. Well, and
But
as I
but
put on
Wilkins missed
screen,
that one. Wilkins is great though.
oh yeah, Wilkins awesome. But as I put on screen, this was from just 5 days ago. Phil Spencer confirmed once again, and I love the headline. Phil Spencer reiterates Game Pass and Xbox are profitable.
Again, he
I
It's
love
said it
it.
like they
again.
don't believe it. Why don't they believe it?
I,
Because
I
they don't, just like Unlimited said about a half hour ago, when they don't understand how this works. I told them how Game Pass worked. It was beautiful when Ryan McCaffrey, I think it was last year, asked Phil Spencer in the how is he making money from Game Pass? And people swearing up that they took a bath on Game Pass. And I always remind people of this. Back in 2013, when Xbox was garbage, when and everybody hated the launch of it, right? They were going to give us the opportunity to buy one game and share it with 9 of our friends. Everybody forgets that. But that's part of that DRM thing. And now we only get a chance to share with what, 2 people, game sharing with 2 people now, and then they's like, well, we could do more. Let's throw this Game Pass option in here. But that happened in 2013. And I remind people of that because they seem to forget that. But it was there.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right there, Zink. 100%, man, 100%. And another article that came out this week, Xbox now has double the revenue that the 360 era. Phil Spencer once again confirmed. So just to piggyback off what Zink said, for the people, for some reason, these interviewers, gamers, and gaming community, however you want to put it, that don't believe Xbox is doing well. At this point, guys, they're just ignoring the facts. They're just ignoring the facts. And if Phil Spencer can't convince them, the guy who literally is the head of gaming at Xbox and Microsoft, nobody will. And I'm not going to tell him that. I'm just going to put it on screen. And if you don't want to come to the proper conclusion that the facts are telling you, that's on you at this point. Y'all can enjoy playing Starfield at 0 FPS on the PlayStation 5 then.
0 FPS. Oh man.
Hey, you know what? Let's get further context on that. And with that picture that Unlimited just showed right there with the 360, and people they so hurt by the investments that Microsoft has made, all of the studios they have working, all of the games they have coming. People say, "Oh, they're just using Microsoft money." Xbox division have their own money. And Phil keeps telling you guys this over and over and over again. He even said in an interview, I don't have to go to Satya when I want to buy something. I just do it.
Yeah.
But Activision is the largest acquisition in the history of the company. So I think I should let a few people know this, you know? But go ahead, man.
Yep, and time after time, man, he just listen. Everything Zink said is a Google search away. You could literally find the interviews, read or watch word for word what Zink just said that came out of Phil Spencer's mouth. We don't make stuff up just to prop up Xbox. No. We see what's out there. We read, so we don't just read the headlines. We actually read what was actually said, and then we come to the conclusion of, okay, I get it. I get what he's saying now. But back to here, FaZe here. What's up, FaZe? He said the same people hating on Starfield are not talking about Spider-Man 2 microtransactions. See, I didn't even know Spider-Man 2 had microtransactions.
I didn't either. That's the news.
Well, I'll join in with FaZe here. Yeah. So anyway, these jokers are talking about having microtransactions in the game that's don't even have a multiplayer nor a co-op mode. And it should have a co-op mode. I don't want to hear that. That would be a great time to have these 2 tag teaming just like they did in the movie that we watched. But nobody wants to talk about this, man. They act like it didn't happen. And factions is another one. Where's the mismanagement articles?
Yeah.
Well, I thought Naughty Dog was so great, Dia and Unlimited. I thought they were so great. One of the greatest developers, Naughty Dog. They don't have a Naughty Dog. And like Destin, well, Microsoft doesn't have an Uncharted. They don't have they're looking for a God of War. So Microsoft wants 2 games that are not billion-dollar franchises. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
And in my opinion, they got their version of that in Senua's Saga. I think that feels a lot very similar to a God of War, but better, but it feels like that's what the Hellblade series kind of feels similar to that to me, if you want to feel like that.
Yeah. And Six Layer, how the F did Sony make had elements of a photo mode? And okay, so after looking to the after looking to the microtransaction thing, what they're referring to, Daya, is that with Spider-Man 2, if you buy the expensive deluxe edition, which I think is $100, that you'll only get certain items, like certain costumes and photo mode. So photo mode won't be
Hold on, no.
Photo mode is locked behind a paywall. Yes. Photo mode, like taking a snapshot.
Yes.
Hey, Six Layer, is that true? That better not be true. That better not be
That
true.
yeah, you got to be joking. I don't believe that for 1 minute.
Six layer don't bullshit. I do,
I don't believe it. I don't believe that. I have
Yeah.
to see that to believe that. You for real? Like you guys not pulling my chain right. You for real? They locked photo mode behind a paywall. I
Yeah,
gotta see that. Yeah, I don't
it,
believe it.
well, okay. It's more like I guess that there's content that's locked behind a paywall for photo mode.
But photo
Not
mode.
no, not the actual photo mode, but certain content. It's confusing. Whatever. Instead of just why doesn't Sony just give free DLC like Starfield Premium Edition? With the Starfield Premium Edition, you play it 5 days early and you get the DLC when it comes out. You know, new content that you actually play. Well, why put something? It's confusing. You know, I guess the deluxe edition of Spider-Man 2 have some exclusive content that you got to pay for only in photo mode. But who the fuck uses photo mode like that?
Nobody cares about no darn photo mode. Why would you even put that? Like, why would they even think to put that of all things behind a paywall? Anyway, like that makes no sense. Who's running Sony?
Dia, if you listening to those documents, Sony nickel and dimes developers to death. Even this one small indie developer alluded to that. How you have to give them an extra $20,000 or something just to advertise on their storefront.
Right, and crossplay is something too. You have to pay. They
Th-
have to pay for that, right?
That was in the Epic court battle that came out that Sony was charging people for crossplay. Had some mathematical equation that said this is the amount that Sony brings to the table, and you have to pay us this percentage.
Oh
Yeah.
wow,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I forgot about that, Zink. I really
Hmm.
forgot about
I
Oh
that.
yeah.
can't
We're
believe.
gonna talk about
I
it.
want to see if these people complain about that or not with that
They ain't gonna
Spider-Man
say
thing.
nothing,
Yeah,
dear. You
no,
know they not.
they're gonna be as silent as a church mouse there, Daya. All their energy is gonna be focused on whatever Xbox does as
Oh my
usual.
gosh, I
Oh
can't
man,
believe these
Sixley, I'm glad he
people.
said that because
Wow.
they are doing some things in there too, man. Oh, I'm glad he said that. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Unlimited.
yeah, yeah, man. Let's see. Goggle Post here. Goggle Post said, I don't buy that though. A lot of Sony games are very expensive, and the marketing costs just as much as the game for some of them. But yeah, Star Citizen and the obscene money on it. Okay, he's referring to when I talked about the cost of the development. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Yeah. The marketing budgets on a lot of these games, well, for anything really, tend to be insane, almost as
Mhm.
much as the actual development costs. So you're not wrong, Goggle Poe, but Star Citizen. Yeah, man, that cost is nuts. I read it over $500 million from some
Jeez,
sources.
that's
Yeah,
crazy if that's true.
yeah. Sixler said, I remember Xbox fans made the Mona Lisa on a car hood in Forza 1. Imagine what would happen with Starfield. Oh, great point. Great point. Yeah,
Man, I
Mhm.
man.
done heard mods talk about they want to do Battlestar Galactica. They
Yeah,
want to do
yeah.
they want to some want to do Gundam. They want to do like I done heard all kind of stuff. So just be prepared for the mods and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, man, back to Six Layer, saying that there are people that bought Forza just to make cars.
That
Hmm.
is
And
true. Yeah.
and it's pages and pages of these things. It's going to do the same. I see the same thing happening in Starfield. It's just going to be people that play this game just to make ships.
Make ships, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
bases and stuff. You might be able to buy
Yep.
bases and stuff that's already built, made, decked out and stuff. You never know.
Hmm.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Starfield, listen, what did they say in the direct? You could do whatever you want in the game.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
Yeah.
Starfield is not a Sony game where you're forced to watch your long cutscenes, you're forced into set
Oh,
pieces, you're forced to do this, you're forced to do that, you know, to get to an arbitrary ending.
Right. Yeah.
Goggle Post said he read the estimate total cost of The Last of Us 2 was between $500 to $7 million easily.
Ooh,
Really? I gotta
that
look that
is
up.
high, man. I
Yeah,
don't
You
know.
know something? Here's the thing. I don't think it was that much. It's sometimes people say that, but
man.
their team isn't that big. But what they have to do, they have to hire a lot of outside work that Jason Schreier does not talk about. But the studio is only 200. 250, maybe 300 people. And like on The Last of Us 2, they had 12 studios that had to come in there and help them finish that game.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But Jason Schreier didn't bring that up. There was no pandemic either that forced their hand to make them finish a game like that. So that COVID-19 didn't happen then. So
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. Wilkin here said Todd Howard said the inspiration for Starfield was Red Dead Redemption 2, not No Man's Sky. Yeah. Yeah. The No Man's Sky comparison is only because they're both space related. That's literally it.
Yeah,
and
That-
that
mainly
idiot
the
Destin
resource gathering.
Oh,
That's
oh,
what it
yeah.
is.
yeah. What was that, Sync?
and that idiot Destin Legary started a lot of that too.
Oh, did he?
Oh.
Oh, I
It's-
thought PlayStation fans started that nonsense.
Well, Destin is a
He
PlayStation
is a
fan.
pony. Yeah, like it's
100%.
yeah,
He's
you know what?
actually a pony bot, but I just don't think
he's the
pony.
quintessential pony bot because he on one hand, listen, I promise to God, guys, I never forget the video he said that he's an Xbox fanboy, and I was like, what?
Yes, Unlimited. I remember.
I had to rewind that a few times, Zink, because I'm like,
Oh man.
Destin,
Yep.
the 720p 1080p guy,
Yes.
that infamous image, he's the Xbox fanboy.
Look, he thought we forgot. He ain't
Yeah.
slick, dude.
Yeah,
He doesn't even know anything about Halo. Like any Xbox fan knows
Oh,
about Halo
God.
lore or how it started. He had to ask basic questions about Halo.
Dia, he brought on, I'm forgetting this huge Halo guy. He brought this one Halo lorist on his show
Mhm.
to so he could tell him about Halo and
Yeah.
how ask him a lot of questions about Halo. He even had this guy do a Halo show because Destin didn't understand.
He didn't know
Mm.
nothing about Halo.
The game is too big, man. And it's people over here talking about, oh, hey, Halo should make a story about this. They should make a story about that. I'm like, they did that already. Are you
Yeah.
paying attention? What are you doing? That's why, especially Vaca know more about the origin of Halo than me. He said, hey, Zink, you gotta listen to this book right here. He's giving me these books for me to catch up on. Yeah.
Hey, Mishi Miyaga said the same thing I did. Why tell ponies talking shit about Starfield for being 30 FPS if them hoes are going to be playing it at 0 FPS?
I like
he's-
that 0 FPS.
Yeah,
thing.
he's spot on. He's spot on, Mishi Miyagi, 100%.
Hey,
man.
not only that, it's gonna be at no K also.
Yep,
No
no K. Yo, we still in that. We still in that for now.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we still in that no K forever, man. That's funny. Oh, man.
Here, man.
That was hilarious, man. Vodka said J Rock gives the unlimited truth on Twitter. Yep, he sure does, man. He be going to war with them dudes on Twitter.
That's
why do
another
people-
one of the dudes.
Yep.
Deploy 619. He is a rebel without a pause.
Yep. Let's see here. Vodka said, why do people say Game Pass just got profitable? Maybe they're finally starting to believe the words out of Phil Spencer's mouth, because for years, whenever Phil said anything or Sarah Bond, they just called him a liar. You know, because I remember I made a video years when I made a video when Sarah Bond first said that Game Pass users buy and play more games, and I remember saying in that video they're probably no I'm sorry, not me. Someone in the comments asked me, so what do you think? So what do you think PlayStation fans' reaction going to be? They're just going to call her a liar. And lo and behold, somebody said in my comment, she's lying. You know, so apparently when you work, apparently they think that these companies aren't beholden to certain practices from like the SEC where you can't lie. You know, you can't just openly lie about financial stuff like that, or else you'll be in hell basically.
Correct.
And no company wants to be in the. First of all, nobody want to be in the courtroom all the damn time.
No,
and that's all you're going to deal with if you continue to lie about your finances. Two, you're going to lose a lot of faith from places like your shareholders and stuff. So they do not just openly lie about their numbers, guys. All right, the consequences would be way too big if Sarah Bond and Phil Spencer and the Dalla and Brad Smith and Matt Booty or all of them are just straight out lying.
Even with that, you just saying that Unlimited. You just said Satya Nadella, Matt Booty, Sarah Bond, Phil Spencer. Where are the heads of Sony at? All we
Yeah.
know is Jim Ryan, and
Yeah,
then occasionally the other
that
guy will
yeah,
show up.
that Hunter Hearst guy.
Yeah, they'll,
Yeah.
but they don't show up as often as these people.
What
Where were
happened to
they
that
at?
Mark Cerny? Nobody talks about him no
Hey
more.
man,
Oh
that
yeah.
dude, hey, him and his plaid shirt DM, they gone. I don't know where this dude is.
That
He
guy like
he
disappeared off the face of the
He
earth. I don't know
he
who
vanished.
he
revealed
is.
he revealed that PlayStation 5 said SSD and then disappeared into the
That guy
ether, man.
disappeared. It's like the mob
Gone.
took him, and he's like
Yeah.
Jimmy Hoffa. Nobody knows where he is.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Sony is mad at him because they had to make 4 different iterations of the PS5 because that thing don't work right. Four
Exactly.
different iterations of
Yeah,
that
yeah,
thing.
that's true. Yeah.
Oh man, that's yeah, man. The Sony execs, they don't interact with nobody. They don't
Yeah,
talk
at
about
least we only saw Jim Ryan at their so-called
yeah,
E3 that happened 2 weeks before actual E3. We only
right.
saw Jim.
Yep.
Yeah, where
Hey,
was
hey,
he?
hey, Dia and Unlimited. How about this? Also, what about the after show after that Sony's E3? I didn't see people going to a PlayStation party talking to
Right.
Right. Yeah,
to
you're
what's
right.
our Aaron Greenberg, Sarah
Yeah.
Bond, and the rest of
Yeah.
the team at Xbox. It's people that flew from all over the place. Just Jez, Dia's favorite, no, not Dia,
No, no.
Tuckmaster's favorite,
Yeah.
Jez Gordon. He flew out to the United States for this. But hey,
Yeah.
Unlimited, I thought Microsoft wasn't gonna have an E3 show. That's what
Oh,
that lady Pat Bailey said from IGN. She broke the story. Remember
oh,
that? The
oh boy.
whole internet fell for it.
They fell for it badly to not Tuck, but Zinc.
So
They
so
fell for
so
it
Unlimited,
badly.
I'm gonna ask you a question. So since Microsoft wasn't going to be at E3, what was everybody there for? Nintendo wasn't there, Sony wasn't there. So who did they come to see?
Well, according to the numbers, Xbox, because
Oh, okay.
Xbox Showcase was by far the most popular
It was.
of
People
this.
people said in the theaters and stuff, it was like it was so exciting. It was
Hmm.
like, well, I kind of, I was glad to be with you guys, but I wish somebody had actually recorded them at a theater just for me to
Oh,
see what happened there.
Well,
yeah.
technically,
I saw a YouTube video from a girl that was there at the theater.
Oh,
And,
you
and she,
did?
yeah, and she
Okay.
she was talking about the biggest reactions. Like she said, a Valve got a massive reaction and all that stuff. Pretty
Wow.
much all the games did, all the big
Wow.
games did.
Dear, you hear Unlimited line. Hey, what about on the Jeff Keighley show when he said, guys, the rumors were true? What about those fake screams we heard from the crowd?
Oh yeah.
I did not see that. No, that needs
Oh, it was
that needs some
terrible.
extra content. What game? What was he talking about? What was he referring to with
Dear,
the
it
fake
was some
scream?
Final Fantasy something, wasn't it?
Oh, so when you revealed Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 of another remastered and shit,
Mm-hmm.
well, I see why they're fake
It was
scream.
at the end of the show. They were like, ooh, ah, like it was
Yeah.
really something. It was hilarious, man. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
that's hilarious, man. That is hilarious. That is hilarious, man. Two men said PlayStation can't even add an internet web browser.
Good point.
Right. They don't
Good
even,
point.
dude, they don't even, come on, man.
That is true.
That's
Yeah,
just,
and the most advanced console on the planet, my ass.
mhm.
Let's see. Six Sayer said, "Shout out to Techno Blast." Yeah, man. Shout out to Techno,
Yep.
another
Yep.
Texas brother out there, man. For the info, just like Forza Horizon 5, there's a $35 upgrade for Starfield that gives you
I got to
everything,
get
including
that.
DLC for 35.
I got to get
Yeah,
that.
same,
Yeah.
same with Forza Motorsport Slayer.
Yeah.
And for both games, if you buy it, you play 5 days early or something like that, and you get a bunch of content. It's pretty awesome
I'll
what
have it.
Xbox are doing. Yeah,
I'm getting that. Thanks for reminding me of that. See.
And you know what? That's the only reason I didn't get the Starfield controller right away. I
mhm.
wanted to see the Forza show that following Tuesday to see if they were gonna have a controller. They
There
didn't.
They're
So
probably going to announce it closer to release, like because remember with Redfall, the Redfall controllers that I bought, they announced that literally days before
Yeah,
Redfall came out.
yeah, yeah. They
and
didn't give you a lot of time with those. Yeah.
Yeah,
and Dia, I didn't want Unlimited and his controller collection to get too far ahead of me. So I got the Starfield controller. So now I have
Mhm.
two controllers. I'm
Oh
right
man, I
on
want
Unlimited's
one so
heel.
bad.
Yeah,
That
I want a
controller is
controller.
magnificent. It's
it
still
really
sitting in the
is.
box.
It really is,
The
man.
I
thing is
gotta get
awesome.
that. I've been tempted. I've been like, should I get it? I
It
really want to
is.
get it.
It's a nice looking controller. And I was so fired up about that. My daughter made a controller, an Elite 2 controller from the labs or whatever. And I got that for her. But that Starfield controller is amazing. So I have two controllers. I don't have far to go to catch Unlimited now.
Oh yeah, yeah. You real close to me, man. You real
Yeah.
close. Yeah, Joe Sinister said it's illegal to lie to shareholders. Yes, it is.
That's true.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And so when people think that they be lying about these numbers, okay,
Look at
you could
Deploy
believe what you
showing
want.
off. I got
Yeah,
that
yeah,
charge.
start.
Look at
It's
somebody
fire.
showing
Yeah,
off.
man.
Yeah.
That,
I, Deploy, he saw it in the mailbox and he said, nah, I'm gonna take this. He took somebody's out there in the mailbox. That's what Deploy did.
oh man. Oh man. All right. I think we're gonna wrap it up there, guys.
Okay.
100 gonna do a show shortly, anyways.
Oh, be
So
definitely check out 100. His shows
yeah,
be really lively. I'll put it that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
They be getting into it on his show,
Yeah.
but yeah. So we gonna give our final thoughts and then call it a night. So I'm gonna start with you, Zink, man. Give us your final thoughts and give us your outro.
Nothing, man. I just want to clown, dude. And I'm
Yeah.
glad people are just wreaking havoc in the Xbox community. And I really don't even have to say much, man. I'm just glad people got their fist balled up, just knocking people out right about. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. Daya, you got any final thoughts?
My final thought is I just I'm thinking about doing something slightly different for our shows and asking
Mhm.
the chat a question. So with Starfield, this is the question for the chat. What is the one feature in Starfield that you saw during the extended showcase that you're really excited for? For
Hmm.
me, it's the locations. I
Yeah.
want to build my bases in the most beautiful locations I can find on different planets.
Hmm. Well, let me jump in here. Mine is that trash Todd was talking about when he got into that fight and boarded
Oh,
somebody's
that,
ship
yeah.
and that thing took off on him. I'm like, what do you do now? Now that's some gameplay. I wanna get in something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, I thought I actually, you know what? I really like the gameplay that they showed on Starfield. It
Hmm.
What
looks
you
so
mean, like
fun.
the shooting
Yeah, the
mechanic gameplay?
shooting,
That
the
looked
Okay.
shooting.
dope.
Yeah, when
Hmm.
they showed the guy shot and he shot his oxygen pack and you see him fly and explode,
Yeah, yeah.
man, stuff
Hmm.
like that, man. Or the fact that you could play stealth and they showed the one dude he in the vents with his knife out and then he get behind the dude and start stabbing him like a
Yeah.
damn gang war or something. Or how about the guy that was playing as melee and he's just boxing dudes like Mike Tyson in
Oh
space.
yeah, he punched this one
Hmm.
guy so hard he just flew
He
off.
flew, yeah, he flew off into
Yeah.
space.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the gameplay part was probably my favorite, man, because I mean I was expecting a variety of gameplay, but ooh, they showed off
They
there.
went
they really
nuts.
did.
They
Yeah.
showed
Hmm.
off there, man. Shizno Elite said, I hope we get a Forza controller too. I
Oh
got
my
the
goodness.
Horizon 5 one, and I love to have a motorsport to match it. Yeah, same here, man.
Hmm.
I have so many controllers. I got controllers for days and days and days. And whenever Xbox release another excellent one, I'm gonna be buying it because I can't help myself, man. Vodka said my daughter wants the Starfield controller headset. Hey, I hope you'll be able to get it for her. I hope you do.
That's
Um,
awesome.
Back to Shizney said, I gotta wait to get paid. I'm gonna get a Starfield controller. Hopefully there will still be plenty. Yeah, there should be fine until
That's
about
not
3
true.
months.
Mm-mm. Check. You have to go to stores that they don't know. I got mine from Target because people don't. They forgot about Target. Yeah, I got the one of the last three that were left, and then
Mhm.
Ramo is went to go and pick up one. So now it's one left at our Target.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah. Okay. Well, you gotta listen to Zinc on this one. Then you might wanna get it as soon as you get paid.
Yeah, they gone, man. Best Buy, we have like 3 Game Stops in the same area,
Mhm.
and all of the original places are gone except for well, Target. They should be gone by now.
Yeah, and John Doe to today's question said he's most looking forward to shipbuilding and exploring planets. Yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
shipbuilding was
awesome.
very impressive. The
Yeah,
I was not expecting it to be that much creativity. You could build any kind of ship you
any
want.
kind of ship.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was and Toolman also said shipbuilding.
shipbuilding. Yeah, that's gonna
Yeah.
be big, I think, in the
Hmm.
game.
And Vodka said the same thing, but I knew that's what Vodka was going to do. Hey
Yeah,
man, you
yeah.
Unlimited, you got to see this. Vodka made a pony bus, and and he put
What?
people. Do, and he made the bus a short bus.
Uh,
Vodka ain't shit. I'm telling you. He had Rand on this bus. He put Destin on this bus. It's hilarious, dude.
oh, that does
It's
sound hilarious.
from Forza. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Seasonal Elite said it really sounded like their new engine. It's a big upgrade for the gameplay. Yeah, the
Yes,
gameplay
yes.
really does look unbelievable. Smitty Smith said, "Word the location, like the place called Neon. I think
Neon.
that's what it's called.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. The locations look very
So
awesome.
Smitty wants to see the locations and stuff like
Yeah,
the
yeah. Like
cities and stuff like
yeah,
that.
I
Hmm.
believe one was called New Eden. Was Constellation the other one, or was that your ship name? I don't remember. You know, oh,
Yeah.
D Play said, I just want to jack ships. Hey, I don't blame you, man.
Oh man,
Yeah, yeah, man. You could be
a
a space,
pirate, a
yeah,
space
space
pirate.
pirate,
Yeah.
man. Cisno said, I absolutely love exploration in games. I'm going to explore so much. Yeah, I'm going.
uh,
Hmm.
Listen, there's over 1,000 planets in the game. Exploration is going to be nuts.
yes. Yeah.
Nuts. Toolman said, Todd Howard said Starfield is really 5 games in one. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
too, man. I
It is.
heard that. I heard that today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good way. That's a good way to explain it, man. Because there's listen. It's the most I've never seen a game, guys, where that whatever they want to do, they put it in the game somehow. Usually when you read about stuff they want to do, they got to cut a
Mhm.
bunch of stuff, right? You know, because
Yeah.
they can't feasibly do it. Not with Starfield.
No, they tried to cram everything they could in that
Yep.
game.
Yeah. Shizno said you'll never be bored in this game.
Hmm.
Facts.
Yep.
And friend, I thought unlimited friend me on Xbox GTs. I thought I did following you, man. My gamer tag is Juggernaut. I could have sworn I already followed you. All right, man. I'll follow you when we wrap this up,
Yeah,
man. Don't
man,
worry.
you have to, because when he sends you this damn pony bus, dude, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
It's funnier than the mug, man.
I could imagine, man. I could imagine. And let's see. No Man's Sky was ambitious, but this seems to be even so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No Man's Sky. Let's not forget the developer did lie.
He sure did.
He
You
did.
know,
Yeah.
he
But
did lie.
they did make it a lot better. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But it wasn't it wasn't all. It's not like people call Phil Spencer and Todd Howard liars. Uh,
Mhm.
they did not pull what the dude at sorry, I'm looking for Vodka's gamer tag here. The
Okay.
dude that at the
It,
developer for No Man's Sky. I
hey,
guess I
Vodka, your gamer tag, may I add you?
yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah. Uh,
Let me see. I'm
Yeah.
opening up my because I could he got like cars and stuff. I want to check
Man, dude,
out.
Vodka, he made a deal. He made this what's the game that we like that everybody hates and we should hate it too? Redfall. He made a Redfall car, dude.
Oh, he
Look,
did. Oh,
listen,
wow.
when I tell you this dude makes some stuff, it's it's unbelievable.
Let me
Yeah.
see.
I mean, it's real.
What is his name though in there? I mean, is it
Oh,
same
it's the
as
It
same as
is.
his yeah, it's the same
oh,
It
as his
is.
user.
It's Dr.
okay.
Vodka.
Yeah.
Spelled
Eh,
exactly the same with the capitals?
Yeah.
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 I would look at it, but if I did that, I'd mess my phone up. Yeah, I wanted you to read Shisno Elites, not Shisno Elites, but Smitty Smith's up there, because I said this about GTA. Starfield will be the game of the generation, uh, and will be played for decades. And that's what I say. Even though I don't like GTA
Mhm.
6, it's not a game for
Okay,
me.
Shishno
GTA
said that
5.
now too.
I don't like it. And but I said it was the greatest game ever made to this point because you could listen to other podcasts talk about GTA 5 at the time,
Okay, I see.
everybody had something different to say about this game, dude. And when I played the game, I played it for like 10 hours. I drove around parallel, parked my car, bagged my car in the garages and things like that. Just listened to the atmosphere of the game, and I golfed for 6 hours, dude.
Mhm.
Okay, but it was always something different going on in this game. Even though it
Okay,
wasn't for me, I knew how great the game was.
Yeah,
I
and
I
I'm glad
added you, just know. I'm sorry, I
Yep,
didn't mean
yeah,
to
I'll
interrupt.
be adding you shortly too, Cisno. But Zink, I'm glad you said that because that's what Todd Howard said about Starfield. He said
Hmm.
that nobody, even if you go to the same planet, your experience is going to be different from others.
That's what I'm talking about. That'll have everybody talking for a long time. And like Dia and I came with different scenarios that happened to each other in Redfall. The enemy better hope I don't get into that house and lock the doors. If I close the door, you in trouble. Because I'm gonna hear that door open and you're gonna get that flare gun. I'm burning up everybody at the door. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't let me get into a house. They better never let me get in there, but that's the way I play.
Yeah, and it's like you could do anything. It's to a point where, if for example, if you build your character to have parents, you could kill your parents. I don't know how much of a I don't know how much of a sociopath you got to do that, but you
Oh
can
my
do
god,
it. You can do it.
man.
You might need a mental evaluation, but you could do it.
Yeah, a
Oh,
mental
man.
evaluation. That's some shit an accountant would say.
But with that, guys, we're gonna call it a night. Look out for 100. The what is this podcast called?
Day
The
one
Day One. Thank you.
podcast.
The
Day
Day
one,
One
yeah.
podcast. 100.
Anything could happen over there.
Yep.
Yes, that's the Wild West over there. Just
Yeah,
be warned.
he gonna show up drunk sometimes.
Sleeping while there's no
Oh,
storm.
yeah. Hey, we got to get out of here, but hey, I'll end on that. Hey, dear, I'm telling you, I fell asleep watching the show because I had a long day at work, and all of a sudden I woke up. I'm like, what the hell is that? I hear this snoring, dude.
Snoring, yes. Nothing else is going on. It's just a blank screen with snoring going on.
Unlimited.
Hell, I remember when 100 fell asleep and the podcast lasted 12 hours.
Yeah, that was back in the old days. Oh man.
Oh man, but all right, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend and happy Father's Day to any fathers
Yeah,
out
happy
there.
Father's Day, you guys.
All right now. All right,
All right.
peace.
All right, guys, and happy Father's to you too, Zink.
All right, thanks.
All right, man, you guys take care, and we are out.
Later.
Bye.